Have you ever felt like coding is an impossible mystery meant only for the tech elite? What if I told you the very first computer program wasn't written in the 21st century but by a visionary woman in the 1800s? Ada Lovelace, often called the first computer programmer, shattered societal norms and imagined a future where machines could create music, art, and even solve humanity's greatest problems. Her story redefines innovation, and it all starts here. Born in 1815, Ada Lovelace, the daughter of the famous poet Lord Byron, seemed destined for a life of artistic pursuit. But her mother, determined to avoid the volatile tendencies of Byron's poetic nature, focused Ada's education on mathematics and science. This unusual upbringing for a woman of her time laid the foundation for Ada's lifelong fascination with numbers, logic, and the potential of machines. At a time when women were excluded from academia and intellectual circles, Ada's mathematical talents stood out. She referred to her work as poetical science, a term that captured her ability to blend analytical thinking with imaginative vision. This combination would prove vital in her contributions to computing. Ada's life changed forever in 1833 when she met Charles Babbage, a mathematician and inventor known as the father of the computer. Babbage was working on his analytical engine, a mechanical device designed to perform complex calculations, a revolutionary concept at the time. While many saw the analytical engine as a tool for arithmetic, Ada saw something more profound. In 1843, she translated a scientific paper on the machine written by an Italian engineer. But Ada didn't stop at translation. She added extensive notes of her own, which ended up being 3 times longer than the original text. These notes would go on to cement her legacy in the annals of computing history. In her notes, Ada described how the analytical engine could be programmed to handle a sequence of operations, essentially, an algorithm. She provided a step-by-step example of how the machine could calculate Bernoulli numbers, making this the first ever published computer program. But Ada's brilliance extended beyond technical detail. She envisioned the analytical engine as more than a calculator. She theorized that it could process symbols and patterns, potentially creating music, art, and more. This visionary perspective foreshadowed the modern concept of computing as a tool for creativity, not just computation. One often overlooked aspect of Ada's journey is the influence of mentors who nurtured her intellectual growth. From an early age, Ada was guided by prominent figures such as Augustus de Morgan, a renowned mathematician who recognized her potential. Their correspondence reveals the depth of her curiosity and the advanced mathematical concepts she tackled. Despite being part of the aristocracy, Ada's personal life was far from smooth. Balancing her roles as a wife, mother, and intellectual pioneer was no small feat. These challenges make her contributions to computing even more remarkable, as they were achieved against the backdrop of societal expectations that often sought to limit women to domestic roles. As a woman in the 19th century, Ada faced immense societal pressure to conform to traditional roles. Women were rarely encouraged to pursue science or mathematics, and many dismissed Ada's ambitions as unladylike. Yet she persevered, driven by her intellectual curiosity and a desire to contribute to the advancement of knowledge. Her correspondence with Babbage reveals her relentless pursuit of understanding. She immersed herself in the intricate workings of the analytical engine, pushing the boundaries of what was deemed possible for a woman of her time. Ada's determination to challenge the status quo paved the way for future generations of women in STEM fields. What made Ada's contributions so extraordinary was her ability to see beyond the immediate application of the analytical engine. She imagined a world where machines could manipulate more than numbers, a world where they could enhance human creativity and solve problems in fields as diverse as science, music, and engineering. Her notes included ideas that wouldn't be realized until over a century later. For example, her concept of machines processing symbols is foundational to modern computing languages. Her vision of creating music through mathematical sequences foreshadowed the use of computers in the arts. Despite her genius, Ada faced significant challenges. Her health was fragile, and she struggled with illnesses throughout her life. She also faced skepticism and resistance from the male-dominated scientific community. Her work was largely ignored during her lifetime, and it wasn't until the 20th century that her contributions were fully recognized. Ada died at the age of 36, leaving behind a legacy that would inspire generations. In 1979, the U.S. Department of Defense honored her by naming a programming language, Ada, after her, cementing her place in the history of computing. Ada Lovelace's story is one of vision, resilience, and determination. She refused to be constrained by the expectations of her time, instead choosing to explore the uncharted territories of technology. Her groundbreaking work on the analytical engine laid the foundation for the computers that power our world today. As we continue to push the boundaries of innovation, Ada's story serves as a reminder of the power of imagination and the importance of challenging societal norms. Her legacy is not just one of technical achievement, but of daring to dream beyond the limits of her era. What are your thoughts on Ada Lovelace's groundbreaking contributions to computing? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to explore our other videos highlighting the pioneers who shaped our modern world.